So next thing up, Justin, this one's really pointed at you. So,
oh boy,
have you heard this talk? So you're a big MXDN guy.
Yep,
big MXDN guy.
MX of Nations, greatest motocross race ever.
It's not, but okay.
Shut up.
No one cares anymore. Anyway, they're saying that this is going to be a points-paying race
for everyone.
That's like, what I'm hearing.
Because how's that going to work for us?
Well, this is the thing that was brought up when I was listening to Pulp about it, and it's a super intriguing topic. Okay, so you got a points-paying race.
Yep.
What happens to these dudes that are good? Say someone like Geyser, okay, who rides for this little shithole country that has no one else that rides there.
Yeah, they don't
qualify for the A main.
Well,
so what the fuck does that do for him?
Yeah, especially now, like for this year at Mantova, because they're doing the MX of Nations at the end of September, like they always do.
Yeah,
and then they still have like 5 rounds afterwards.
Yeah, that's why
they're.
And the reason they're saying that it's going to probably have to be a points-paying race is because otherwise, the guys in the points race are not going to ride it.
Yeah, you're just going to get a lot of like Sweden and Finland and like Australia.
But then, like they said, what the hell do you do with the guys who are like, if they make it a points race, so everyone races, what do you do with the guys who are in the points race who are on countries that aren't going to make the A main?
Well, and then also, like I said, what are you doing to entice the Americans?
That's 100% a thing too.
And let's be honest, and you know how big of a Euro guy I am, so I'm not just saying this, but everybody knows for the MX of Nations, it's always been us versus them. Because if we're not there, it's kind of like after 2001 when we didn't send a team because of 9/11.
Like we'll slap anybody in the PP at Supercross.
Yeah, well, this isn't Supercross, buddy. We'll get slapped in the PP outdoors. It's just another GP, which that's fine, especially with the way GPs are going this year. But it's like if we're not there, it kind of deflates the whole thing because then it's like, well, this is just another GP, except the difference is it gives the home crowd somebody to root for. Like the Italians this year have a really, really good team.
Yeah.
So, and it's going to be in Italy with Cairoli, Mattia Guadagnini.
Australia.
Well, they have an issue about who they're going to send, though, because they actually have one of the best teams in a while. So who are we going to send? Because they have like 5 dudes they could send.
If both Lawrence brothers aren't there, I'll shoot myself in the foot.
Oh, they'll be there. Jet will be in the MX2, and Hunter will be in the MX3 class, and Luke Clout will be MX1.
Yes.
But, yeah, I don't know.
This is a very interesting predicament they're in.
Like, they're going to have to, but see, the thing is, this year, they're only in that predicament because of how the schedule is. The schedule kept getting pushed back.
Yeah, but they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. I mean...
Well, I'm just really curious is like, what are we doing on the American side? Like, I think we need to get to the point where, are we going to make up our mind because Cowie has got their stance
as far as who we're sending?
Well, are we going to keep doing this? Because, like, we know that everything that's been going on, like
it's going to be Barsha, Sexton, RJ.
God, no, I hope not.
That's the only team it really can be, to be really honest with you.
No, I have a few different ones in mind. It could be.
Okay, great. Throw them out there, and I can tell you how
you said
wrong.
Barsha. You said Barsha, Sexton, and RJ.
Barsha, Sexton, RJ.
Okay, I don't have a problem with Barsha or Sexton, but you could put AP in there if he's staying at Yamaha.
Absolutely not.
You could put Justin Cooper in there.
Hold on, no, none of the Star guys are going because they're moving to Florida that week.
Well, Star
has already come out and said they are not going because they're moving to Florida that week. They cannot put the resources out there to go.
I guarantee RJ doesn't go either.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to go about this.
Can we just get a green card for Jet? Or
it doesn't really matter because no matter who we send, we're not going to win.
Well, yeah. I mean, that I'm not.
I'm just more curious. Who's our Puerto Rican team going to be?
Travis Pastrana.
God no. Anyways, yeah, I don't really know. I don't know because that doesn't do anything for us. Like it has to do something for them because they don't have to race that race.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a super interesting thing to see how it goes.
Speaking of MX of Nations, Redbud, MX of Nations 2022.
Coach, you in or what?
Yeah, I think it'd be fantastic. And, you go back, going back to your comment about Plessinger, he's definitely going to KTM. He's not being retained at Yamaha.
Okay.
Damn it.
So, the idea that he goes to KTM, you've got Roger as a team manager. I think it wouldn't be surprised to see Plessinger over there.
Yep.
Like you say, we know Cowie is not committed at all, any shape, form, or size. So it starts to limit it down pretty quickly. Sexton seems to be catching some fire here. Is that somebody that gets thrown into the mix? Sexton seems to be a pretty down-to-earth guy.
He said on Motocross Action interview this weekend that he was going if they ask him.
Yeah, see, that's what I think is so cool. I mean, he strikes me as somebody that would do it for the honor.
Yeah.
Like you said, for a lot of guys, it just doesn't matter anymore. Nobody cares, which it's a sad state of affairs for the sport.
Pisses me off.
Yeah, but in all fairness, I mean, I can see both sides of the coin. I'm very big about America. I think America is the best country in the world. I think we need to represent. But then what are you going to represent? One of the biggest debacles known as Des Nations because of the political nature of the sport, of the actual event itself.
Yep.
I have no problem getting politically involved and having an adult conversation about politics. I have no problem. I don't shy away from it. But, I think our sport as a whole needs to wonder why the athletes don't see the benefit of it, the importance of it. We can argue that our race series indoors and outdoors is extremely long. We put our riders up at a disadvantage because they come in so fatigued before they even get there. The idea that, let's face it, some of these guys, I mean, are we saying anything disrespectful to say that Hurling is the fastest guy when he's not injured? No. Are we the best outdoors anymore? No, we just aren't. Not because our riders are inept. It's just the idea that the landscape for our riders does not make them dominant in a global setting. They're tired before they get there. The race series is extremely long. We've talked about this off the record. Think about Hurling and those guys. They race 6 months out of the year.
Yep.
They're going to be fresh for Des Nations.
Yep.
Always.
Yep.
That's not now, again, we could sit tit for tat all day long, but, you take our 3 best guys and you put them against the 3 best in the world. If everything's kept constant and we're coming in fatigued, we're not going to show our potential. It's like, just for the sake of the listeners, it's like having a motorcycle that has 300 hours on it and go, yeah, I've got my national bike. I mean, that's what we're sending to Des Nations, no fault of their own. They have to race every weekend. And, there's certain guys that really want to represent the USA, represent US, but they are going there doing the best they can with what they've got. We know Roger's a great team manager. This bullshit about Roger needs to be replaced is ridiculous. The guy is, who are you going to put in his place?
Mitch Payton.
Yeah, Cowie said that. I heard something about if they're never going to send a guy if Roger's the team manager ever again.
That's mature.
Yeah, well, it's Cowie.
Sick.
Yeah.
Well, okay, like I said, I don't mind talking controversially. Who do they think should go in replace of Roger?
Oh,
Mitch?
I agree. No, there's nobody that can. That's my point is it's fucking stupid to even have that conversation.
Right, but I'm just saying if Cowie's going to say they're not going to send somebody if Roger's the team manager, cool. Who would you like to see go in Roger's place?
I can't think of anybody.
See, that's the problem that I have is when you put an ultimatum like, yep, if Roger's team manager, we're not going. Okay, that's cool. It's your money. We get it. Give us a solution. Who's the next best thing?
Yeah, Mitch would be the only other guy that I could think of, really.
If you want
Who would that be?
Mitch Payton. He'd be the only other guy.
Yeah.
Another guy that I would think of is Eric Kehoe, but he would never do it. So, yeah,
you've got your Eric Kehoes, you got your Mitch Paytons. Hell, you could put in Will Hahn right now. He's got so much experience on both sides of the fence.
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
But does GasCast have the resources? I think with Will being over there now, hey, do they need some fresh blood? Okay, I could see that going. But then what's Will Hahn going to do? Who's the first person he's going to call? Roger.
Yep.
It's if they want a new face, great. But Will's not going to go over there and try to figure it out on his own. Mm-hmm. He's going to call up the best. It goes without saying. It's just to say that Roger is not a good team manager and his tenure is run dry is ridiculous because the riders he has to take over, no matter who we send, they're all of our riders are absolute studs, but they're tired.
Yep.
It's a series that wears them down before we even get there, especially when you look at the series is over and everybody else is heading to the cruise to go to the Bahamas. Mm-hmm. And we've got guys that have to hold on to fitness for another 2 to 3 weeks, then travel, then come back, then jump right into the holidays, jump right into Monster Cup, get right ready for A1.
Yeah.
Who would want to go that route?
Well, our biggest downfall is the fact that we spend
so much time,
6 months, 8 months out of the year on Supercross. Okay, that's just all there is to it.
The only thing you need to know why MXoN is a shit show is because the 2 people running it from our end and their end, Giuseppe, Davey Coombs.
Yeah.
That's the reason why it's a shit show.
That'll tell you everything you need to know about that.
That's all I need to say to the listeners. That's why MXoN is a shit show.
Look, if you really want to get me fired up and rolling about this, because they did bring this up on Pulp last week.
Can't remember if Jeff Canfield is part of that, though, because if he is, that I don't think so. I think it's just Davey.
Is the fact that these dudes have to go represent their country and spend 10 to 20 G's out of their own pocket to go fucking do it.
And then you have to worry about the whole crew that comes with them, too.
But yet, if I go to that race, and mind you, I don't remember exactly, but if I go to that race and I want to get in that VIP tent, it's going to cost me $750.
Yeah.
And you're going to pay out $3,000 to the people, to the dudes, for the whole team. That's not even an individual guy. You're going to pay out $3,000 to the fucking team that wins?
Yeah.
Get fucked.
Yep. But I will say, though, I am looking forward to it being at Redbud next year.
I mean, we're totally going.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, like I've said, for me, MXoN, it'll be the fourth one that I've been to. I've been to all three in the last 10 years in the States, or 15 years.
Look at this guy over here bragging like an asshole.
I'm not bragging, dude. I love the event. I really do. But it's just unfortunate because it takes the wind out of the sails because it's not as big of a deal to our guys anymore. Like I said, I was there in Buds when Ricky's last race. RV did what he did that day. Tim Ferry,
God, that would have been cool to see.
And then I was there in 2010 when when Dunn and Shorty and Kennard, when other than Kenny, like they were the guys. Mm-hmm. So like, yeah, it's, to me, it's a very important race. It sucks because growing up, when guys like Jeff Stanton and, Damon Bradshaw and Jeff Emick and McGrath, and then you go to the 2000s when it was Stu, when it was Ricky.
Back when men were men and women were glad they were.
Where are you going to go with that?
That's exactly where I just went with that.
Oh, that's where you're going to stop? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just very unfortunate.
That's how the saying goes.
It's even like RV after 2018, he shook his head with how our guys performed. He said it was absolutely pathetic. And it's just unfortunate that it's gotten to the point that our guys don't care anymore.
Look, man, there was no saying added to that track.
I shouldn't say that they don't care anymore. It's just, like we talked about, it's hard to get up for that event, like Coach just articulated, when you're putting 300 hours on your national bike and you're just gassed. Like, it's very unfortunate. So,
well, and one thing that really chaps my ass is, we got the Olympics going on right now.
I love the Olympics.
Most of the listeners know that our biggest business segment is the triathlon side of the world. Okay, so you have USAT Triathlon, not the biggest organization in the world. They pay 100% of the athletes to go to the Olympics. They have a junior development program. When those athletes are on a junior development program, they get a stipend to live. And our fucking sport can't put together something to create. I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but that's why I put together my Moto E amateur development program.
Toot away,
Let
Coach.
me try to offset the cost of these athletes to go racing, thanks to our sponsors. Let me develop for them and provide for them a nutritional and a performance program so they don't have to pay for it, so that they can go and try to race at the elite level. And yet we have, as you just, as you guys articulated, our athletes have to pay out of their pocket to go represent the USA. That's unfucking believable to me.
And the 9,000 people that go with them that want to be part of Team USA, and I do it air quotes, Team USA at the race, We have like the biggest entourage of people.
Yes, they go for free.
Yeah.
Now, mind you.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, all we'd have to do is sell those spots for $1,000 a piece,
dude.
Which they would sell out every single fucking time.
If you told the even the average fan that just knows a little bit about moto,
and it would cost no one anything to go then to represent us,
they would do it in a heartbeat. Are you kidding me? Because if you told Johnny that him and his 8-year-old son that all you'd have to do is spend $1,000 to be in the Team USA pits at Redbud of all places next year, they'd be like, "Fucking, I don't care."
We would be there.
Get a checkbook.
I would have swiped the card last week for us to go do that.
Exactly,
both of us.
I completely agree. I really do. Now, obviously, that's a pipe dream, but I completely agree.
And I wear a Team USA jacket and stand there and act like I know something? Yes, I can.
You would. And you know what the crazy thing is too? If we talking about experiences. Oh, when they're going to the local track to dial in the bikes, you get to go with them. Everything that they get to do, you're part of that experience.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking people would be
But here's my question though, Justin. Where is the AMA? You and I hold a card.
Yep.
I have a USAT membership card.
Now we're going to go down another rabbit hole here.
I love it. Let's keep going.
Holy shit.
So where is AMA Ohio? We know that MX Sports owns AMA Racing in the United States, right?
Yep.
Maybe not own it. I think Davey says he has a lease on whatever the heck terminology they use. Where's AMA Ohio with all of the thousands of people that they boast are AMA members
That is
at 50, 100, whatever it is. Where in the world is that money going? Oh, don't tell me this bullshit that you're out protecting our rights to ride in the woods. That shit, that is such a mantra that's been so overused and so dated.
I've heard that in like 94.
You know what I mean? It's like
they're just a
all
shell
of us
company,
own-
all right? This is
all
like
of us own AMA cards.
Look.
That's why I love to draw the parallel between how many USAT triathlon members there are, and we send a team on top of a junior development program, and we have AMA flat track, uphill, supercross, motocross, road racing. In triathlon, you only have one umbrella. AMA has a multitude of umbrellas. And we have our riders. I love when Mitch Payton was on Whiskey Throttle talking about how much money he pays out of his own pocket to support our team.
Oh, yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous to me.
Look, Coach, if you're in the AMA, if you're in for 20 years, you get a pen and a notebook.
There you go.
God, that's all
And
you
be
need,
thankful.
right?
you have paid
That's all you
$10,000
need.
and you
Yeah.
get a pin and a notebook.
Yep. I just paid kind of like our local series. You just spend, $50 grand to go race all these races just to get a plaque at the end of the year
And a jacket.
that says your name on
Yep.
it.
You get a jacket.
Yep.
Yep. Nope. Yeah. This is
Hey, I'm
It's
hanging that number
ridiculous.
one plate on the door, all right, bud?
door
And yet
of the trailer.
We've got the Olympics going on right now. You've got one of the guys that I like to follow, Connor Fields, BMX world champion,
Yep.
defending number one plate in the sport of BMX. Okay, USA Cycling took him over there, took a team over there, took a group of coaches with them. They're not paying their tab,
Yep.
and I don't know if people realize this, but you look at USA Cycling, those athletes, just like triathlon, just like running and track and field, they're on a monthly stipend. They're getting paid to represent USA through January through December, from the last Olympics to the next Olympics, based on rankings. What in the hell are we doing?
Yeah, I'm a big freestyle wrestling guy, and it's the same thing. Like our USA Wrestling, they have all these different camps and all this stuff, and they have all the guys that finish second and third at the trials, and they're all getting paid to go just in case something happens, or to train with the guys that are actually there to give them, I don't want to. It's not sparring, but training guys that they can roll with and be on the mat,
Sure.
and they are all going there. And they're all being paid to be there. They're not just, hey, you're just coming with us because you're part of our team. But yeah, you're not getting compensated for it. No, they're getting paid to go because they're there to make our guys that won, that are there representing our country and women, better. Mm-hmm. It's not just we're taking your time and no, you have to be here because you're, an Olympic or a USA wrestler. No, you're getting paid to be here. And I don't know. It's fucking stupid.
But listen to what you just said, though, Jeff.